Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome. And in this video, I have bad news for Spark drivers. But before I go into that, I really would appreciate if you guys don't to put a thumbs down on the video just because you didn't like the news or the information. Because I'm providing you the information so you can be prepared and know what is coming. So let's begin. A couple videos back, I did a video on Walmart ordering 35 or 4,500 vans for delivery, for their employee driver deliveries. I'm not sure are those batches they started receiving, or they started receiving another order batch, but they started receiving those vans in. And now they're hiring drivers in certain areas where they receive the drivers and those vans, and they send them to be drivers on those vans and do deliveries as an employees. The rumors on the web is, and if you are already one of those drivers, I really would like to get a feedback from you because I have a lot of questions. That they pay about $20 an hour and you're not allowed to take tips. Walmart apps clearly states on those type of deliveries, tip is not allowed. The only thing, if they want to be appreciative, they do a 5-star rating and create a positive comment. But that's about the all as in a customer can do. Also, the membership is not 90 something bucks, it's only about 40 something bucks. And the third, employees will start getting access to people's homes, door access pins, and etc. So they can actually put their groceries either in a garage or inside the home, or actually even put it in the fridge. So I want to ask you a very simple question. When a customer sees on their app, tip is not allowed, but then whatever reason, you as a Spark driver still gets the order, how are you going to like it? Next, when those customers start getting tip is not allowed and they start going to the YouTube, Facebook, and other places and say, hey, Walmart no longer allows any tips. And you're driving in a market where that service has not started yet. And you are a self-employed, independent driver for Spark. And the customer says, oh, we're no longer allowed to give tips. And the $20, $30 order that you were taking right now drops to actually $8, $7, $6.50 order. How are you going to feel about that? A couple of weeks back, and if you guys go back and you can see, I always said you want to be prepared. Because this is not permanent, this is not forever, and it's going to change. And exactly is what is happening right now with Walmart Spark. Things are changing. They're replacing us with their own employee drivers. So the question, where are you going to go next? Based on, YouTube and Facebook and some other apps, Spark is right now the highest paying app out there. That's including tip. We've removed Spark out of the equation. You're going to go back to DoorDash? I heard a rumor, and I would like to confirm this, that in certain markets, if not all markets, DoorDash has dropped their base rate. Right now to, what is it, 175 or something? I was expecting a drop to $2, but not a 50 cents, if that is true. So, while everything inflated across the country, before I could walk into the Walmart and for about $60, I could get a whole week worth of groceries for my family. Of course, not, stuff that you don't buy regularly, but I'm talking about the regular stuff that you buy every single time you shop. Now, for that same week, it cost me about $120. So, it increased in price for me to feed my family on a weekly basis. But these app prices has not increased. And if that's true, DoorDash is actually decreasing pay. So, as I said in the past, and I'm going to say it again, these apps are not permanent. And if they're here to stay, that doesn't mean you will stay. That means earlier or later, they'll find a way to replace you. Either with another driver or with their employee driver. So, are you looking for an alternative? If you are, what is your alternative? You can go back and watch my videos. I went into travel business. Because in 2019, before the pandemic started, or before it got out of hand, let's put it this way, in China, travel industry was at $9 trillion. In 2022, they're suspecting to finish off this year with $13.7 trillion. So they're going to do this year more than they have done in 2019. Because the country has opened up, the world has opened up, and people want to travel. People want to get out of the house. And if I can show them how to do it for less, why not? That doesn't mean you have to join me and do it with me. But all it means, you need to start looking for an alternative. The type of business I choose, because I believe it is one of the biggest, it's actually the biggest industry in the world right now. And second, because I believe that is the way to go moving forward. If I work hard enough for the next 6 months, I will replace this income and the income I used to have when I was a CEO. I'll get myself to at least $6,000 a month. That means in 12 months, I should be around $9,000 to $12,000 a month. So, based on my decision, based on how I see things moving, that is where I'm heading. And you're going to say, hey, but, economy is hurting. We're going down the drain. Yes, I agree. We're going down the drain. But there's one thing that I always, as I watch, I see. People don't stop traveling. People actually travel more when everything goes down the hill. Do you know what? Because they want to get away from the reality. They want to forget about it. They want to go somewhere and just enjoy one last time that trip. Because they're looking at it as if it's a last trip. So as we going to continue going down this hill, travel industry will continue growing. Because some people will say, you know what, I'll go on a trip and maybe I won't come back. Maybe I'll figure something out down there. I remember in 2003 when I got married and I went on a honeymoon to Hawaii for the 7 days, 7 nights, 8 days. One thing I remember very clearly, and that was, I looked at every possibility how to stay in Hawaii. Even though I just got married. Because we got married on a Saturday, we went on a honeymoon that Sunday morning. But I did not care about the situation my family is. All I cared about is how I can figure out a way to stay there, even if that means getting on a fishing boat. Unfortunately, I wasn't that lucky. And 7 days later, I had to get back on an airplane and come back to Washington State where I lived at that point. I'll tell you, I am not the only one that travels and says, you know what, I want to stay. Do you guys know why I lived for 8 years in Florida until I was no longer able to due to health and red tide? Because while everybody else We're going on the vacation and enjoying only for 1 week. I said, why not live at the vacation? While everybody else go to the beach while they're on the vacation, I can go to the beach year round. You guys might want to say, Slavic, you're spoiled. Maybe I am. I have no clue. But I like a lifestyle where I can control my life. For 20 years, I was an independent contractor. You know, driving in between, building business, and so on. I love my freedom. Some people say, why don't you go back into construction? You've been good at it. You know how to do it. Do you know what my answer is? No. And for one reason only. Because when I was in construction, I felt like I was a slave. While everybody else enjoyed my toys, I was working almost 7 days a week for 16 hours a day. See, I want to enjoy my time. I'm past 40. I'm not getting younger. And I love to enjoy my time instead of working for the time. So question is, what are you going to do? Do you have a plan B? Do you have an alternative? Like for me, I need this part to last for another couple more months so I can get to the 3,000 with my travel business. Because if I can get to a 3,000 with my travel business, honestly, if I can get even to a 2,000 with my travel business, I'm done with this. I'll quit them first before they quit me. Because I love to have a freedom. Here's something else I'll share with you guys. I'm going on the 13th of November to Florida, and I'm coming back on the 30th. Or at least I'm checking out on the 30th. For the first 3 days, 4 days, 3 nights, I am staying in Orlando at a 4-star resort, only paying $116. I know, it's about $40 a night. Unbelievable. You go to any regular, even Google, and you search for a hotel, unless it's a something shit 1 star, you're not going to find it for $40 a night. And I'm staying not at a hotel, I'm staying at a resort. Where can you get those kind of rates? You cannot get this on a regular website. You can only get it on the membership sites. And we are the best in the membership site. Second, for the remaining 2 weeks there, that's from 16th through the 30th, I'm staying in Sarasota. For about $1,030, slightly under $1,030 for 2 weeks. Yes, it's a 3.5 star hotel, but I want to go out and enjoy the beach a little. Am I gonna work there? We'll see, maybe. But the beauty part about this all is, I was not planning going on vacation this year. But thanks to the travel business that I joined, I'm going for 2.5 weeks. And it's not breaking my bank. It's not breaking my back. Yes, I'll have to work for the next 4 weeks. Little extra. I'll need to make little more every week to cover that trip expense. I'm going to love it. I'm going to enjoy it. So, that is my reality. And I want to ask, what is your reality? Are you going to go and get a employment job with Walmart to continue delivering this and go and accessing people's properties, and then something disappears in the house and then they blame you, and then you end up going to court and possibly get convicted for theft that you never even done? You know, people in this country is crazy. They can do crazy things. You know, they're not going to look that you will be convicted, They're looking that it's Walmart. Right now we can sue Walmart. Walmart has a lot of money. And then Walmart turn around and going to sue you because you're the final link of it all. I would never go for Walmart and enter customers' houses when they're not present. Especially when they're not present. But guys, it is at 15 minutes. I want to say be blessed, be smart, be wise, and get ready. Come up with your alternative plan. I'm not saying don't join me. If you want to join me, let's work together. But if not, look for an alternative. Take care. Be blessed.